Hello, it's Kate here, mynaturalhappiness.com, Reading School of Reiki, helping you go from hamster wheel to happiness. I hope you're well and I hope you are enjoying these weekly videos. It's interesting. This is the last of the 4 that I thought I committed to do, so I'd love to hear whether you want me to carry on or not, because it's all quite new to me doing it in a different way. The Wednesday, the hump day slot of happiness, I think, which is really amazing, really amazing. So I wanted to talk to you today about when you're working working so hard in your jobs, in where in your normal day-to-day life, doing the washing, doing the ironing, doing the work, running the kids to school, going and meeting after meeting after meeting after meeting with all the pressures of modern day work, appraisals, reapplying for your jobs, all the stuff that goes on at the moment. It can be really draining, or it is really draining. And my experience of doing that is losing a sense of purpose, losing a sense of why I was here, what was it I was meant to do. And it was a real disconnect, because I knew in my heart of hearts, I remember going to my careers coach when I was at secondary school, saying I wanted to help people in the holistic way. I mean, I think I said I wanted to be a hairdresser or a beautician, but I knew I just wanted to do healing, and it was a way of doing it back then. I didn't really understand anything about Reiki at that point, but I just knew I wanted to be with people. And I remember the careers coach just laughing at me and saying, "No, you can do so much better than that with your results, and with the fact that you are in the top 10 of the percent of this, and blah 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 blah. You should go off and do this." So I went off and followed what society expected me to do for quite a long time. And it was a real disconnect, because I knew that there was a bigger reason for me to be here. I knew that there was a reason for me to be here on this planet, and I was just really trying to work out what it was. And actually, looking back, it was the perfect thing, because now I sit there and think, who do I want to be a hero to? Who do I want to help? And it's those who are in the same position I used to be, those tired, stressed out, exhausted, people who are just so fed up with life that they don't know what to do, and those people that are just looking for a bit of spirituality, mindfulness, meditation to help them help themselves in their lives. And because I went through what society expected me to do, I really understand when people say I'm knackered. I really understand, because I have been there. I've really been there. And when we're so busy, though, we kind of forget that. We forget that, and we start. I've seen, and I've been there myself, that feeling of, why am I here? What am I here to do? There must be more than this. Lack of self-worth, you name it. And it just keeps going down. And one of the tools that I remember when I first started implementing this in my corporate days, I felt like such a rebel because I really bought in. I think, as I mentioned previously, I really bought into the hype. Big time. I bought into that hype of, you must do this and you must work until you've finished every single thing on your whoever finishes their to-do list. If you are one of those people, please tell me how. Please. Mine always seems to go on to the next day. And actually what I remember doing is sitting there and just thinking, in a year's time, in 5 years' time, what's going to be more important? Is finishing this bit of work, replying to this email today, is that going to be important to me in my personal life in the next 5 years' time, in 10 years' time? Okay, it might mean that I miss the deadline by 12 hours, because I can do it first thing in the morning when I'm completely rested. It might mean that this person has to wait 12 hours for this bit of work. Is it really that important? Can it wait until tomorrow? Sometimes it could, and sometimes it couldn't. If it was, at the, going to a print date, then no, it couldn't wait. And so I had to do it. And yes, I did work late on those days. But if it was just a case of, it's a meeting that can be rescheduled, because both myself and my customer are absolutely shattered. We're both wanting an early night. we both aren't going to get huge amounts from this meeting because we're both going to be wanting to get out the door. Can it wait? Can it be rescheduled? Is there a different way of doing things? And so if you are getting to the end of your day and you are thinking, I want to get home to my kids to read the story, I want to get home to my family to spend time with my family, I want to go to that yoga class, I want to go to that gym class, I want to go to that meeting with friends. If that is what's going on and you've still got things to do, just look through your to-do list and think, what can really wait? In 5 years' time, in 10 years' time, in 15 years' time, what is going to be most important to me? Is it leaving now and going and being with my family, or is it getting this bit of work done? If it's getting this bit of work done, you've made a conscious decision, get that bit of work done. If it's to go and be with your friends and family, go and be with your friends and family. It really helped me to just have that conscious decision of what's going to be more important to me in 5, 10, 15 years' time, so that I could make decisions that I now look back on with pride. And I remember the first time I did that. I remember it, and I'm still glad I made that decision to not go to that meeting, because I couldn't even tell you who that meeting was with now, but I can tell you I got to spend time with my friends and family, and I remember what I did do that evening, and it was important. So that is my sharing of the day. I'd love to hear how you're getting on with your video blogging as well, if that's what you're doing. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch this. Have an amazing, amazing evening with your friends and family. Amazing week. And I shall see you next week. Take care. With so much love, Kate, mynaturalhappiness.com, Reading School of Reiki, helping you go from hamster wheel to happiness. Have a great day. Lots of love.